Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. We're going to create a look inspired by the newest Natasha Denona Yucca palette. And I basically do not have the palette, but we're going to create a very similar vibes using the shades that I already have in my collection. So I'm going to run through the base makeup and we're going to focus mainly on the eyes. So if you're ready, let's begin. So I'm quickly going to start with my skincare routine after the morning cleansing. I'm going to take my toner, and this is from Glow Recipe, and this is the Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner. So let's take a few drops. This is perfect, like a mini size. So that's exactly what I need. Just gonna rub it all across my face and prep for the makeup. I'm gonna try and do like a Natasha Denona Yucca inspired makeup for today and see where we roll. So once we have that toner all across our face and the neck, I'm gonna take the Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide Dew Drops. It looks like this. I'm gonna take like one pump all across the face. Niacinamide generally helps with like a brightening of the skin. So that really reacts well with my I would say oily combination skin type. So I'm going to just concentrate it right there. Sorry for the background noises. It's always there, so I cannot avoid it. And then finally for my moisturizer, I'm going to use my Ole Henriksen Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream. So I'm just going to take a tad little bit. I generally keep these things like my toners and my skincare in the refrigerator just so that it's like super cold. So I just took it out. So it's like nice cooling effect on the face. And I'm gonna let this sit for, I would say 5 minutes, and then we'll start with the makeup routine. Now, I just finished off with my brows and I used my Maybelline Express Brow Pencil. You guys know the makeup that I got to India. So I'm just going to quickly run through the base makeup. I'll put some music and then we'll move on to the eye look. Okay, I have a mix of a lot of palettes, so we're gonna dive into the eye look. For the transitioning shade, I wanna take like more of a mustardy orangey shade. When I look at the palette, I see a lot of yellow, mustards, orange. I'm gonna take this from the Simply Posh Genuine Gems palette, and I'll pop the shade names actually on the screen for you guys because I'm not like aware of like which shade is that. But let's start off with that in the transitioning area. Like that. Seriously speaking, I do have like my Natasha Denona mini gold palette with me, not right now, but my home back in Delhi. I wish I had that like here. I definitely could have gotten like more looks similar to the Yucca palette, but this would really be great as a transitioning shade. Now let's move on to a little bit more of a, like a mustardy green leaning brown shade, and I do have that kind of a shade in another Genuine Gems palette. I think this is also from the Genuine Gems palette, this one. It's definitely more olive green leaning shade, but it does have like that deep brown shade to it. So I'm going to take that on my outer corners. And I'm just going to pop a picture of the Yucca palette on the screen and just place the shades that resemble the shade on the palette so that you can get an idea of like which shade I'm referring to. And I'm also going to take the same shade on my lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take this shade, also from the Genuine Gems palette, this emerald green shade. I think the shade is called Emerald. And I'm going to place that on my lower lash line, just for a pop of green. I'm going to tight line my upper waterline a tad little bit with the same green. Nothing much, I just want a hint of it. I'm going to do a very simple eye look, especially if it's like a halo eye. Just look using like one shimmer in the center of my eye. So I'm just going to first pop in my NYX Glitter Glow right in the center. And for the star of the show, in the center of my eyelid, obviously a lot of the shimmers in the Natasha Denona palette is green gold leaning. And I'm going to take my Luxie Beauty shade, this one, and this one is in the shade Rockstar, and this resembles a lot of the shade in the palette, which is like the bottom middle shade in the palette. So I'm going to take this with my fingers. Look how dimensional it is. How pretty. I love the shade. Okay, I'm going to take that right in the center. And then melt it with that mustardy yellow and that olive green brown shade. Apart from the mustardy yellow, olive green shades, there are a lot of like yellow leaning greens, which I personally feel if you do have the Genuine Gems palette or the Natasha Denona Mini Gold palette or like the Hella palette from Odin's Eye, I'm going to do a dedicated video on that. If you do have these shades, I'm pretty sure you can get a very similar vibes to it. I'm going to take the same brush with no additional product, the outer corner shade, and just melt it down with that green, just like that. I'm going to just pop a highlighter on the inner corners, and I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. And that's my final eye look. I really hope that this video was like inspiring and you can like dip and dive into your collection rather than just going and buying every single eyeshadow palette that's coming in the market. So I really hope that this look was inspirational. If you did like it, you know exactly what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.